Hello and welcome back to Crochet Class. So we'll be working on US single crochet, UK double crochet. And just for review, if you like to see this in more detail, please see the getting started video. So this is just a quick review to start with your slip knot. Cross. And we'll just be doing a sample of 15 stitches. So I will start the foundation chain with 15 chain stitches, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, we've created the 15 chain stitches that we need for our sample. A single crochet. Again, I will be referring to the US terms because that is what I'm most familiar with, but I wanted to introduce the UK terms simply for anybody who is going to be using those. But in my videos, I'll be referring to the US terms. So for a single crochet, it is the same height as a single chain stitch. So we'll need to, because we're working with single crochets, we need to chain 1 so that we can come up. Now I'm going to come up so you can see clearly what I'm doing. So we actually chained 15 for the stitches plus 1 so that we can come up. See how that works? Now when I'm working on a foundation chain, if you use one leg of your foundation chain, of your chain stitch, see how that pulls that out of whack, and it can actually pull your chain stitches, making it much more difficult to keep your proper count, because pulling one leg of a chain, see how it just pulling that one actually pulled this one tighter. I actually prefer to work through 2 legs of a chain stitch. It keeps it a little bit more even. So let me loosen this back up a little bit. So I just pulled that last one out, and let me redo it. There we go. So I prefer to work through 2 out of the 3. So each chain stitch has 3 legs. You have the V, and then you have a bump on the back. So I will pick up the top and the bump on the back. yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through both loops. That leaves the third leg, which is the bottom of the V, unworked. But it kind of leads you right to where you need to place your hook again for the next stitch. If you follow the leg that you didn't work from the stitch you just made, it leads you right where you need to go for the next stitch, because that will lead to the bump on the back of the next chain. So there's the leg of the next chain, and then following the unworked leg of the stitch we just made turns into the bump on the back. So that kind of points to right where you need to place your hook. So push your hook through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through both loops on your hook. So that's 2. There's the third leg of the V that we did not work. That will direct you right where you need to place your hook. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops. There's 3. There's the third leg, and it points right there. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. There's the leg left unworked. Yarn over. And we've created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we will do that all the way back until we've have 15 single crochets. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now remember what I said when we ended our chain, our foundation chain, and we added the extra chain to move up a row. We'll be doing that again. We will chain 1, and turn it over. The hardest part about starting is that initial foundation chain, because now this is the easy part. Let me move over the gray so you can see it a little bit better. This almost tells you right where to put your hook. As a beginner, I highly recommend that you count your stitches in each row, because with this chain on the end, you can sometimes miss a stitch, and that gives your sides the ability, when you miss that stitch, sometimes your sides will taper in because you're dropping stitches. So as a beginner, I highly recommend that you actually count your stitches in each row to make sure that you are coming out the same number of stitches, so that you don't have that learning curve where your edges end up going in and you end up with a triangle instead of a straight edges like a square or rectangle. So our first stitch is going to be right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now on the end, sometimes it will be hard because of that chain stitch. It will be hard, and you will sometimes miss a loop. But because we're always going under doubles here, under 2 loops, you do want to try to make sure that you pick up 2 on the end. If not, and you only pick up 1, it can get real loose like that, and then it can make your edge a little funny. So you do want to try to make sure you pick up 2 loops on the edge so it stays consistent. And again, 1 chain is the same height as 1 single crochet. And just like before, if you just give a little tug, those spaces will open right up for you where you need to place your hook. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. There you go. And you can see as I'm counting, I'm making sure that my edges are staying straight. Giving a little tug will open those spaces where if I continue, you will be able to see right where you need to place your hook. And you would just work back and forth if you wanted to have a solid fabric, because this is what is called a fabric. What you create is called the fabric, whether it's solid or not, but the piece that you create with crochet is called the fabric. And if I kept going, you can already tell, because I'm making sure that I'm keeping the same number of stitches in each row, that my sides are going to stay nice and straight, because I'm making sure that I'm keeping the same number of stitches in the row. But you could easily see, because of that chain stitch that we're making on the to row up, you can see how easy it would be to drop that stitch or to miss that stitch, and that would cause your sides to go cattywampus, and you would end up tapering it because you're dropping a stitch. So you want to make sure, if you're, as you're learning and in the very beginning, you want to make sure that you're getting used to how that looks on the edge, so you make sure you're getting used to that and you're not missing that ending stitch, because it does look a little different, and you'll notice that as you're getting into it and crocheting yourself. And then to be able to count, say you think you may have miscounted or you've lost count, you turn your piece up on edge and you see the V's here. One V is one stitch. If you have a hard time counting it from the front, just turn it on edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's how you count them. The V is what you count. So there's your example on your how to utilize a foundation chain, how to use the chain stitch to chain up for your row, and your introduction into your single crochet for your US terms, or the double crochet for your UK term. See you guys soon.